I wanted to share a little trick to get a little bit more information out of the gauge cluster on this 09 SRT8. The buttons here, they don't really do anything right now. We see nothing's changing here on the cluster. What we can do though to get a little more information is go into the debug mode on the gauge cluster, and we can do that by holding down the audio button and the compass button at the same time for about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So normally if you've gone to this the first time, you'll see some software information for the gauge cluster. Not really useful. If you hit the up arrow, you get to your speed, RPM, engine temp, battery voltage. This is mainly intended to do some diagnostics on the gauge cluster, make sure it's getting the information it needs from the rest of the controllers, and to see if it's doing all the different things it's supposed to be able to do. But you know, when you're testing your car and trying to find out things, it might be useful to know what your battery voltage is, might be useful to know your oil pressure. There are some cool features in here like your digital speedometer and having a 0 to 60 timer too. So I'm going to scroll through just a little bit. A lot of these are useless, but there are some neat things in here. So if I go up again, I've got temperature from the temp sensor, compass, oil pressure, very useful to have if you're keeping an eye on that or you suspect you have a bad sensor. Pedal position, that's the actual throttle pedal, not the throttle blade. Those move independently. Then you have some accelerometer data, some chime settings for the actual gauge cluster, information from what the gauge cluster did last, and I think this is accelerometer, I can't remember. And then this allows you to press different chimes and make it make noises. We don't need to do that right now. There's your speedometer, 0 to 60 time, that's fun. And now we're back to software info. We can go up and down with the little buttons on the keypad. I'm going to leave it on battery voltage since this car was in for an alternator. And if you want to get rid of this, you can press the compass and then it goes back to the nice useless compass display it used to do. But again, to get a display, we're going to hold at the same time the audio button and the compass button. Hold them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. Nice little more information on the dashboard. So next time we start the car, the menu stays up too.